turning blue, and you say sorry like an angel. Heaven let me think was you, but I'm afraid, and it's too late to apologize. It's too late. I said it's too late to apologize. It's too late. It's too late to apologize. It's too late. I said it's too late to apologize. It's too late. I said it's too late to apologize. It's too late. I said it's too late to apologize. It's too late. When will I see you again? When will we share precious moments? Will I have to wait forever? Or will I have to suffer and cry the whole night through? When will I see you again? When will our heart beat together? Are we in love or just friends? And is this my beginning or is this the end? When will I see you again? 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 When will we share precious moments? Will I have to wait forever? Or will I have to suffer and cry the whole night through? When will I see you again?
And it's me you need to show. How deep is your love? How deep is your love? I really need to learn, 'cause we're living in a world of fools, breaking us down when they all should let us be. We belong to you and me.
of losing you been hanging round my mind. Far more frequently you're wearing cologne. With you say no special place to go. But when I ask, will you be coming back soon? You don't know, never know. Well, I'm a girl of many wishes. I hope my premonition misses. But what I really feel, my eyes won't let me hide. 'Cause they always start to cry. Lately I've been staring in the mirror, very slowly picking me apart, trying to tell myself I have no reason with your heart. Ooh. Just the other night while you were sleeping, I vaguely heard you whisper someone's name. But when I ask you of the thoughts you're keeping, you just say nothing's changed. Well, I'm a girl of many wishes. I hope my premonition misses. But what I really feel, my eyes won't let me hide. 'Cause they always start to cry. 'Cause it's time could mean goodbye. go. Well, darling, I'll set you free, but I know in time that we'll be together. Oh, I won't try to stop you now from leaving, 'cause in my heart I know love will lead you back someday. I just know that love will lead you back to my arms, where you belong. I'm sure, sure as stars are shining, one day you will find me again. It won't be long. One of these days our love will lead you back. One of these nights, well, I'll hear your voice again. You're gonna say, oh, how much you miss me. You walk out this door, but someday you walk back in. Darling, I know this will be. Sometimes it takes some time out on your own now to find your way back home. Love will lead you back someday. I just know that love will lead you back to my arms, where you belong. I'm sure, sure as stars are shining, one day you will find me again. It won't be long. One of these days our love will lead you back. Oh, someday I'll just know that love will lead you back to my arms, where you belong. I'm sure, sure as stars are shining, one day you will find me again. It won't be long. One of these days our love will lead you back.
And Aubrey was her name, a not so very ordinary girl or name, but who's to blame for a love that wouldn't bloom, for the hearts that never played in tune, like a lovely melody that everyone can sing. Take away the words that rhyme, it doesn't mean a thing. And Aubrey was her name. We tripped the light and danced together to the moon. But where was June? No, it never came around. If it did, it never made a sound. Maybe I was absent or was listening too fast, catching all the words, but then the meaning going past. But God, I missed a girl, and I go 1,000 times around the world just to be closer to her than to me. And Aubrey was her name. I never knew her, but I love her just the same. I loved her name. Wish that I had found a way, and the reasons that would make her stay. I have learned to lead the life apart from all the rest. If I can't have the one I want, I'll do without the best. But how I missed a girl, and I go 1,000,000 times around the world just to say she had been mine for a day.
Good day, everyone. I'm teacher Teresa Obrero, your moderator for this fifth Cavite Research Conference, CareCon, with the theme Resilience and Reinvention, Leading Change and Innovation Amid the Pandemic. As we all know, that research is a common thread running through all kinds of professions and pursuits, from ancient Rome right to the present day. If you practice research, you are part of a long list of people throughout history, all dedicated to finding new knowledge and ideas that ultimately make the world a better place. Along with this, the SDO Cavite Province conducts the fifth Cavite Research Conference, or CareCon, which aims to bring the researchers, leaders, and practitioners together to share and exchange their experiences and research results on the various areas of the basic education learning continuity plan. In this context, in this context of wherein the COVID-19 pandemic and recognize exemplary research studies and authors. To start the program, may I request everybody to please stand for the singing of the national anthem, to be followed by a short prayer through AVP.
Bayang mabiliw, pelas ng sinanganan, alam ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, duyan ka ng magiting, sa manlulupig, di ka pasisingin, sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mong bugnaw, may nilagang tula at awit sa paglayang
Na kami pumakno nga nibiyagan nindat mo. Itatanda kami bikan mangat na pinghod mo. Dawat nilinggob hino aya tuboblemi. He ay makiwada-wada kida kami. He ay makiwada-wada kida kami.
Ay makiwada-wada, ay makiwada-wada kita kami.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wal barakatuh. Salam pa mga kiaulungan sin Tuhan. Pianaugan niya Nabi Iban Quran. Kasilasan niya sa plag pakatilingkal alam. Maglasa kita niyo bat tumanang. Umbo Tuhan, tunggal nu sa sangdolan kami. Buwanin kami rijiki maglabi-labi. Law sangom rahmat nu subay panpinudji. Hangkan kita bi subay magkasih-kasih.
Sa ngalan Pangurungan, mangutuyong Espiritong kalatag nun.
Pangurungon kang usalat, pangkalikupanan. Pangurungon kang pangirayan, pagkang walay sikog balantang nga mapagkululang. Pangurungon kang sinlagan, pangurungon kang apagatang pangurungon kang kasampan, pangurungon kang sawadan. Pangurungon kang panguloy, pangirayon, pangitoon, pangitoy, wat kang walay sikog balantang nga mapagkululang.
Sa ngalan Pangurungan, Espiritong kalatag nun. Sa ngalan
Balantang nga mapagkululang.
mangutuyong Espiritong kalatag
Panginoon, dinggin mo kami.
O Diyos na mapagpala, hiling namin ang pagpapalaganap ng kaalaman sa bawat nilalang.
Panginoon, dinggin mo kami.
O Diyos ng awa, bigyan mo kami ng kakayahan sa pagtataguyod ng pakikipag-ugnayan sa bawat isa.
Panginoon, dinggin mo kami.
O Diyos na mapagkalinga, mangyaring ikawan ang pagpapaunlad ng kalikasan ng tao sa mundo.
Panginoon, dinggin mo kami.
O Diyos na pag-ibig, tulutan mo ang aming bansa ng pagkakaisa at pagkakaunawaan sa gitna ng pagkakaiba-iba.
Panginoon, dinggin mo kami. Panginoon, dinggin mo kami. Panginoon, dinggin
Okay, so at this juncture, may I request everybody to please raise your right hand for the recital of our DepEd quality policy. The Department of Education is committed to provide learners with quality basic education that is accessible, inclusive, and liberating through proactive leadership, shared governance, evidence-based policies, standards, and programs, responsive and relevant curricula, highly competent and committed officials, and teaching and non-teaching personnel, an enabling learning environment. The department upholds the highest standards of conduct and performance to fulfill stakeholders' needs and expectations by adhering to constitutional mandates, statutory, regulatory requirements, and sustain client satisfaction through continuous improvement, the quality management system. So since I told you I'm your moderator for today's event, and we will be also with us for the opening of our fifth CareCon. At this time, I think it's time for us to have our roll call. The DCare President of the Division of Cavite, Mr. Aris B. Manalo, will do the roll call. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, ma'am. Okay po, to all. So unang-una po sa ating SDS, Sir Romel Bautista, sa dalawang ASDS po natin, Sir Galigo at Sir Randy Punsalan, at sa ating Chief ng SGAD, Ma'am Diana Topacio, at syempre sa ating CID Chief, Ma'am Bergado, at sa lahat po ng participants, muli po isang magandang umaga. I was tasked to have the roll call. So para po sa roll call, maaari po mag-comment ang bawat distrito ng kanilang mantra or identifier, word identifier ng district. Let us start. Unang-una po ang Alfonso District. Alfonso.
Present, sir. 1 DepEd, 1 Alfonso.
Next is Amadeo District. Amadeo?
Yes, sir. Good morning. Hashtag Saliksik Ahoy.
Okay, next. General Emilio Aguinaldo. Bailen. Bailen District. Okay, next.
Wala pa.
Ay, okay po. Sige po.
Okay po, ito po yung district mantra namin. Di kalidad na edukasyon, E. Aguinaldo, para sa mga batang Bailenyos.
Okay po, next. General Mariano Alvarez District, GMA. GMA. Okay, pa-comment na lang po or sa YouTube po natin. Next, Carmona District. Carmona? Okay, pa-comment na din lang po.
Good
Next
morning
one.
po. Nandito po ang TWG ng GMA and Carmona. Good morning po.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Next, Indang District. Indang?
Good morning po. Ang Indang po ay Indang kumikinang sa lahat ng larangan.
Okay, maraming salamat po. Next, Naik District. Naik?
Hello po, sir. Good morning po.
Okay, good morning po.
Okay po, sa naik po, siksik ang pananaliksik.
Okay, thank you po. Next, Noveleta District. Noveleta? Noveleta District po. Okay, pa-comment po. Next one is Rosario District. Ako na po ang sasagot. Just Love, Rosario. Okay po. Next one, Magallanes District.
Ako na po sasagot. Sulong, Magalenyo.
Okay po. Next one, Maragondon District.
Maragondon, Dumadagundong.
Okay po. Next one, Mendez. Mendez
Make
District
it
po.
Mendez, make it the best.
Okay, thank you po. Ternate District.
Good morning, sir. turn natin para sa batang turn natin.
Okay, salamat po. Tagaytay City District.
City of Character, Tagaytay City.
Maraming salamat po. Next, Tansa District.
Tansa po, siliksik ng tansa para sa bata.
Okay, maraming salamat po. Next one, Trece Martires City.
Puso para sa kabataan, serbisyong tapat para sa batang Tresenyo.
Para sa batang Tresenyo.
Okay, next po, Cavite District.
Good morning, Sir Aris. Good morning, everyone. Hashtag DepEd tayo, one Kawit. May puso at malasakit para sa ating Kawit.
Salamat po. Next po, Silang District. Silang?
Go Silang, research pa more.
Okay. And syempre po, ang ating representative from the Schools Divisions Office.
Good morning po sa lahat.
Okay, maraming pong salamat. Maraming pong salamat.
Thank you so much, Sir Aris. As you can see, talagang napaka-responsive at participative yung ating pong mga participants, as well as our TWGs. Talagang ready na. They already have their own mantra in every district, di po ba? So, syempre, I think it's time for us to check also and to see a heart react in our chat box. Since nandito lahat yung ating mga participants as well as our TWGs who are actually working hard to make this activity a successful one. Ayan, meron na po ba tayong heart react dyan sa ating chat box? Ayan. Oy, meron na from Ma'am Marion. Good morning, Ma'am Marion. So, meron ng heart react, which means we're responding. Hello, si Sir Nur. Meron na din. Diba? So, actually, susunod na yan. And for us to get acquainted of what is actually going on for our today's activity, this is actually a 3-day activity. For the presentation of our Sunday Atre objectives, the metrics, and the protocols of this 5th CareCon, I may call on our SCRC member, SEPs also in program and planning, talaga namang ever-blooming nating SEPs, Ma'am May and Joy D. Romanes. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am. Thank you po, Ma'am Tere, for introducing me. Good morning again to everyone. Before we proceed to my part of the program, I would like to congratulate the DepEd SEO Cavite Province for the 13 awards received during the Region 4A Virtual Planning and Research Culminating Activity. Later, our moderator will mention in detail these awards and our research awards. Let's all give a virtual clap to our FDO, our top management, who always gives their full support in research. And of course, thank you to the Municipal and City Research Committee, to the Cavite Association of Research Educators, and the stars of this event, to the passionate and energetic researchers that we have here in our division. Without you, these awards will not be possible. Moving on, here is the raison d'etre of the conference, Sir Jay. This conference is anchored on the following legal basis. RA 9155, which is also known as the Governance of Basic Education Act of 2001. It provides one of the responsibilities of DepEd across all the governance levels, the undertaking of the educational research and studies that will serve as basis for the necessary reforms and policy development. The second legal basis is the DepEd Order Number 16 Series of 2017, or the Research Management Guidelines. This supports RA 9155 by encouraging FDOs to organize research conferences to gather education researchers to share the research findings, gather new inputs and research ideas, and discuss policy options based on research results. Next slide, please. For our objectives, we aim to bring the researchers, leaders, and practitioners together to share and exchange their experiences and research results on the various areas of the Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan, or BELCP, in the context of the COVID-19 pandemic. And we also want to recognize exemplary research studies and authors. Next slide, sir. Okay, for our program of activities, we will start with this opening program, and we will proceed after me, the presentation, mechanics, and the introduction of PWGs, followed by the temperature check, welcome remarks, greetings, special messages, inspirational message of our top management, and the presentation of the awardees last CareCon, or the fourth CareCon. And it will be followed by our keynote speaker. And after that, we will have our oral presentations for today. Tomorrow, next slide, please. Tomorrow, we will have our infographic video presentations and poster presentations. And by the third day, which is January 28th, we will be having our closing program at 1 o'clock. Next slide, please. Okay, for our program protocols, we want to reiterate that the participation of the school-based personnel in this activity is voluntary and their personal decision. Only the program management team and the technical working groups are allowed in the Zoom meeting room, but the presenters and other participants will be attending the opening and closing programs plus the MOL via YouTube live stream. You may share the YouTube links publicly. Next slide, please. Okay, for the parallel sessions, the presenter shall attend via Google Meet. Please do not share the parallel session links or the Google Meet links to people outside DepEd Cavite because there is a participant limit. And if you have reached that participant limit, the priority shall be given to the session room PWG and the presenters. The participants may interact with other researchers by utilizing the chat box, but please be reminded to be professional in asking questions, be direct to the point when typing your questions, also avoid arguments and debates, be careful with mentions, and refrain from public criticism. Okay, an evaluation link will be provided at the end of the daily activity. Please make sure to input your correct and working email address. No daily evaluation plus attendance equals no certificate of participation. Only those researchers who filled out the waiver forms as stipulated in Division Memo number 23 series of 2022 are allowed to present. Certificate of recognition shall be given to the researchers who presented to the panel members and PWG at the correct parallel session room during their schedule. Next slide. Okay, for our netiquette, virtual netiquette, first, please be on time. Chat responsibly, mute yourself when it is not your turn to speak, be prepared, show respect. For the presentation, wear appropriate clothes, limit distractions, speak clearly, and participate. Moving on, here are the list of our 5th CareCon awards. For the individual awards, we will be giving awards for the presentation, the session's best oral presenter, that's 1 research per room, session's best infographic video, that's 1 research study also per room, and session's best poster. We also have the overall best oral presenter, overall best infographic video presenter, and the overall best poster presentation. For the paper, we will be having these awards: best basic research, best action research, best qualitative research, best quantitative research, and best mixed method research. Next slide, please. Okay, we also have the MRC awards. We have the Powering What's Next award, Getting in the Game award, Pushing the Limits award, Game Changer awards, Reinventing the Norm awards, Raising the Bar awards, Flourishing Research Culture award, and Accelerating Research Culture award. Also included are the Rising Research Culture award, Making Leadership Better award, Creating Better Future for the Children award, Excellence Through People Award, Learning by Doing Award, Always Aware, Always Prepared Award, Inclusion for Growth Award, and Equality Equity Award. Okay, here is the rubric for Oral Best Presenter. We will be looking at the organization, that's 30 points, content, 30 points, delivery, 30 points, and visual aid, 10 points. That's a total of 100 points. For the best infographic video, for organization, that's 20 points. For content, that's 20 points. For information, that's 20 points. Creativity and elements of design, 20 points. Music, sound effects, or voice, 20 points. A total of 100 points. The rubric for best poster, for poster organization, that's 30 points. Poster content, 30 points. Graphics, 30 points. Mechanics, 10 points. A total of 100 points. Here is the criteria for the best paper award for basic research specifically and by research design. For research title, that's 5 points. Introduction, 15 points. Literature review, 15 points. Research question, 15 points. Research methodology, 20 points. Results, discussion, and recommendations, 20 points. Dissemination and advocacy plans, 10 points. That's a total of 100 points, and that is based on DO16 series of 2017. For the action research, criteria for best paper and also for the research design, research title is 5 points. Context and rationale, that's 15 points. Innovation, intervention, strategy, that's 15 points. Action research question, that's 15 points. Okay, action research methodology, that's 20 points. Results, discussion, and reflections, 20 points. Action plan, that's 10 points. A total of 100 points. And again, that is based on DO16 series of 2017. All right, back to you, Ma'am Tere.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Mayan. So, you see, talagang it's just only a glance, but then we are now oriented on what we are going to do for our 3-day activity. But especially this time, this 3-day activity, one of the advocates of serbisyong tapat at sapat para sa Batang Caviteño. Let's hear a welcome message from our Chief SGAD, also the before we're going to have that, let's have first also the presentation of the mechanics as well as the introduction of our TWGs. So I think it's time for us to call our highly competent SDRC member, also APS in Science and Salic-Suri Coordinator, Dr. Riza D. Soberano.
Good morning, fellow researchers, guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is my honor to present to you the presentation mechanics and the introduction of the TWGs. The general guidelines are as follows. Number 1, all presenters must submit the following based on their presentation categories. For the oral category, the files to submit are full paper in PDF format and 10-minute research video in MP4 format. For the infographic video, full paper and 3-minute infographic video in MP4 format. And for poster, full paper in PDF format and research poster in JPEG format. Number 2, full paper submission is required. The full paper shall follow the templates in Division Memorandum number 178, series of 2020, and Division Memorandum number 194, series of 2020. Number 3, the videos and the posters submitted shall be posted on the online platforms of DepEd Cavite. Number 4, the full papers shall not be provided to people outside DepEd Cavite research committees without the consent from the authors. Number 5, the decision of the Board of Judges or evaluators shall be final and irrevocable. Any part of the scorecards or rating sheets is not for public scrutiny and shall not be given to any contestant or requesting party. Okay, for the oral presentations, number 1, the presentation shall last for 10 minutes. The researchers shall present their slides live. The format of the presentation consists of the following slides: title and authors for slide 1, rationale for slide 2, key literature for slide 3, methodology for slide 4, findings slide 5 to 7, implications for slide 8, conclusions for slide 9, recommendations for slide 10, and references for slide 11. For CI projects, you may adopt the format above or use your original CIP slides. Number 4, a 5-minute Q&A with the evaluators will follow each presentation. Number 5, the specific schedule arrangements per session must be strictly followed. An assigned timekeeper and moderator will remind the presenter and the judges and/or evaluators on the remaining time left during the presentation and Q&A. For the infographic video presentations, number 1, the video presentation shall last for 3 minutes only. The researchers shall present their video. Number 2, the video may follow the format of the content for oral or poster presentation. Number 3, a 5-minute Q&A with the evaluators will follow each presentation. Number 4, the specific schedule arrangements per session must be strictly followed. An assigned timekeeper and moderator will remind the presenter and judges and/or evaluators on the remaining time left during the presentation and Q&A. Okay, for the poster presentations, number 1, a brief presentation of the poster shall last for 3 minutes only. Number 2, a scientific poster should be attractive in message and design. Only the main idea should be presented in an orderly and concise manner. Refrain from putting unnecessary data and explanations. Number 3, the following are the guidelines for research posters. As for size, poster dimension shall be 1,200 pixels by 630 pixels or 12.5 inches in width by 6.6 inches in height. The text type, as for the text type, please use sans serif font for readability purposes. The use of bold, underline, and italic could be utilized to emphasize specific parts of the poster. As for the text size, the main title should have the largest text size, followed by the subtitle and authors. The title and author should be the same as in the submitted abstract. There is no set minimum or maximum text size, but the poster overall readability and design balance should be duly noted. For the content, the elements of a research poster includes the abstract, the research questions, methodology, results, the conclusions, and the cited references. Okay, for organization, content must be presented in an organized manner from one part to the next. It is good to note that Filipinos' reading pattern is usually left to right, top to bottom. Arrows, numbers, and bullets may be used to guide readers. Okay, color scheme. Colors must be pleasing to the reader's eyes. Avoid the use of neon colors for the background. It is recommended that a light-colored text must be paired with a dark-colored background and vice versa. Color scheme generators like HTTPS, colors.co could be utilized. For the file, posters must be exported and saved as a JPEG file under RGB color mode. A 5-minute Q&A with the evaluators will follow each presentation. And the specific schedule arrangements per session must be strictly followed. An assigned timekeeper and moderator will remind the presenter and judges and or evaluator on the remaining time left during the presentation and Q&A. Okay, the following are the members of the technical working group. Will be presented to you per slide. I-slide na lang siya, hindi ko na siya basahin. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much, Mabrisa. So I think we are now aware of what we are going to go through for our 3-day activity. Di po ba? So we do have the 3 types of presentations. We have the oral presentation, the infographics, and the poster presentation. So all of those was being discussed and presented by our SDRC member, also our TPS in Science. And as you can see, it was actually to our dear participants, kindly check din po your room assignment. So since meron na po tayong mga naka-assigned na mga TWGs in every course. As it was also being reflected in our division memorandum number 471 series of 2021. I think it's time for us now to check how are you today and how are you as a researcher? What are those areas that you can improve as a researcher? Di po ba? So here we can see that one, we do have also 12 boxes, but all you have to do is you are going to pick only 3 numbers. For number 1, it's time management. Number 2 is organization. Number 3, interpersonal communication. Number 4, we have cooperation. Number 5, conflict resolution. Number 6, listening. Number 7, goal setting. Number 8, accepting feedback.
Thank you.
9,
presentation
focus and engagement. 10, patience. 11, sympathy. And 12, flexibility. Now, try to assess yourselves and try to check how can you improve as a researcher. Try to check, try to get only 3 numbers. Let's have from our participants. Oh, it's from, is it Ma'am Razal or Sir Razal Bitchayda? It's 1, 9, and 10. Sige nga, can I hear first Sir Razal?
Yes po. So I think
good morning, sir.
That I can improve as a researcher, number 1 is time management. Because as we all know, teachers po talaga ay napaka-busy po. So sometimes nag-uumpisa tayong mag-research pero dahil po sa ating hectic schedule as a teacher, so hindi natin na ma-manage yung time to complete our research on time. Then next po ay number 9. So number 9 po ay focus and engagement. So,
Engagement.
dahil nga, again po, dahil nga po sa ating mga maraming gawain, so preparing our lessons, so nawawalan tayo ng focus sa paggawa ng ating research. So, kumbaga nagiging second priority na lang siya. Then the last one po ay number 10, patience. So, kailangan as a teacher, as a researcher, so kailangan natin ang mahabang pasensya para matapos natin ng magandang research.
Thank you, Sir Russell. Wow, nice ano po yun, insights from Sir Russell. So it's 1, 9, and 10. Well, Sir Randy, choose, I think it's 1, 2, and 9. 1, 2, and 9. O, talagang napaka-active. It's one-time management, organization, and focus and engagement. So we all know, I know all of the participants are also having that one. You can just type in our chat box po. What are those numbers that you choose to help you improve as a researcher? Di po ba? So as we go along the way, you can also try to check. Parang ready ng ating mga researchers. I know we are all ready. And at this juncture, to officially commence our 3-day activity, one of the advocates of serbisyong tapat at sapat para sa Batang Caviteño. Let's hear a welcome message from our Chief SGOD, also the SDRC co-chairperson, Ma'am Diana P. Tupasio. Good morning, ma'am.
Hey, hello and good morning. Can you hear me loud and clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Before I get started, let me greet our top management headed by our Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Romel C. Bautista. Oh, palakpakan naman natin si Sir. Kanina pa siya nakatuto. Ano po? And of course, with his 2 ASDSS, no other than Sir Galileo Elgo and Sir Randy Dean Pulsala. And of course, my counterpart, the CID Chief, Dr. LPB Bergado. And to our SDRC, to PMP, and to TWG, and the prime mover of this worthy undertaking, no other than our Senior Education Program Specialist in Research, Miss May Anjoy D. Romanes. And it is better to start the day with a grateful heart. So let us give thanks and our praises to our Almighty God for keeping us alive, alert, awake, and enthusiastic in doing research. No? So, and for all the blessings He showered us amid the difficult situation that we are facing and the challenges of time. Cavite province is so fortunate to garner awards in PPRD yesterday. Kahit na virtual, alam niyo po, galak na galak ang puso ko kapag tinatawag ang SDO Cavite province at ipina-flash ang mga pangalan ng ating magigiting na mananaliksik. Kaya palakpakan po natin ang ating mga kasamahan na talagang umani ng tagumpay sa larangan ng research. So isang malakas na shout out sa ating mga researchers and sa ating SDO Cavite Province. And of course, I would like to say welcome to our eminent keynote speaker who despite of her hectic schedule finds time to be with us today. And I want to express my sincerest gratitude to her for gladly accepting our invitation. This really means a lot because we really need your expertise and experience on research. I know that our SDRC, school heads and teachers, and all the Cavite researchers are very excited to hear and learn more and to showcase their research studies. So let us make this 3-day PIP Cavite Research Conference meaningful and more interesting. Again, welcome and enjoy our stay here in this place. So, good morning and may God bless you all.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Dayan. Really, talagang I agree with you. We have to start having a grateful heart, di ba? 3 days po, kaya alalahanin natin alive, alert, and enthusiastic, di ba? Thank you so much, Ma'am Dayan. So hindi lang daw talagang grabe na nabuboost yung ating energy as well as our motivation level. Now, at this time, greetings from our Chief CID who continuously gives courage, inspiration, and challenge us to do our mission as teachers amidst this pandemic by providing excellence in curriculum and instruction para sa batang Caviteño. Greetings from our Chief CID, Dr. LPJ Brigada.
Thank you, Tere. A great morning to each and everyone. Of course, to the happy leader of Cavite Province. Siyempre, masayang-masaya siya dahil sa katatapos na naging award ng Cavite, walang iba kundi si Sir Romel. Of course, ang ating ASDS, si Sir Gali and Sir Randy, to my partner, si Ma'am Dayan, to all the SEPs ng SGOD na naandito, na pagkagaganda, especially the team leader. Talagang super ganda na talagang gagawa ng paraan para magkaroon ng lab. Hindi lamang nananalo sa research, hindi lang sa career panalo, syempre pati sa love life. No other than ang aming maganda si Ma'am Mean Romanes. Kung kasama pa rin nating SEPs dito from the HRTD, si Ma'am Rona, dalaga rin siya. Kasama ko din dito si Ma'am May, si Ma'am Mabel, pero may asawa na siya. Pero ang ganda-ganda din, mamaya makikita ninyo kapag nagpakita siya sa camera. And syempre, naandito din ang isa pang maganda at dalaga din, our new ITO, si Miss Lara, na andito. Mamaya makikita nyo din yung kapag ipinokus ni Jay. So depende kung ipofocus ni Jay. And of course, naandito ang ating taga-ITO headed by Ma'am Lara nga. Nandito si Jay. Of course, naandito pa rin ang ating PSDS, si Ma'am Migs, no? Naka-overseer. And syempre, gusto ko rin batiin ang ating mga EPS, ang support ng research na andito ang ating focal person sa curriculum, si Ma'am Riza, no? Ma'am Riza Soberano, and of course andito si Ma'am Emily and Ma'am Myra. Yan ang mga supporter, no? Dinala talaga namin. And eto, humabol pa si Ma'am Vicky, no? Kaya palakpakan ninyo ang tropang curriculum. Talagang ang aming support to this research ay 101%. And of course, to the MRC and to the TWG from each different districts, municipality na naandito, na nakakatuwa na makita ang champions of all champions. Of course, gusto nating batiin ang ating keynote at mamaya ipapakilala ang aking naging kasama din, ano, napakabait, napaka-accommodating, si Ma'am Viernama, na ngayon ay chief na, no? So, good morning po, Ma'am Vier. And syempre, sa lahat ng researchers, actually, parang inspired ako. Di nga ako nag-prepare ng everything. Kasi yung ating nakuha kahapon na award from the regional office, yun lang kapag kinlash na, winner na talaga. And I'd like to thank and congratulate my team, the selfless team of the CID. Siyempre, hindi ko kinaya ang power ni Beth Soriano and si Norman Barroso. Thank you so much. Talagang nung nakita ko na ipinost ni Ma'am Dayan, tuwang-tuwa ako. Hindi dahil ando ng pangalan ko, kundi naramdaman ko kung paano ninyo pinaghirapan natin ang ginawa ang research na isin-showcase. At hindi natin inakala na magkakaroon ng award dahil puso ang lumaban doon. Pinupusuan ang bawat hakbang kapag ikaw ay researcher. At ako ay natutuwa with the 367 researchers and researcher na meron tayo. Ibig sabihin, kung ikaw ang chief ng Cavite, ikaw ang kauna-unahang lulundag at yayakapin ang bawat researcher. Why? Kasi 80%, nag-interview agad ako pagdating ko, ilan ba ang about teaching and learning? Kasi yun ang dapat kong tinatanong palagi. Ilan ba yung may research about teaching and learning? Ay ma'am, more than 80% of the research. So tuwang-tuwa ako doon kung bakit you are really a backup of the CID. Tuwang-tuwa ako during my time as an EPS, hindi ako ganon ka-engage in research. Pero nung una kong research, research sa regional office, kung natatandaan ninyo. EPS pa ako noon. Ang nag-research ako, hindi ko naman alam na mapipili, pero ako just for my program in Cavite. At natatandaan ko, ang research ko ay about non-major. Kasi parang ang Pilipino, kahit anong gapang mo, hindi ko siya maigapang ng diretso. Parang hirap na hirap akong igapang para iangat ang performance ng Pilipino. Yon pala, through my research, tiningnan namin kung bakit. At ang naging dahilan, ang isa ay they are non-major. Kahit siya committed, kahit siya ay dedicated, pero kapag nawala ang content, malaking factor at yon ang isa sa aking mga reason kung bakit ako nag-research. And Ma'am Beth Rieta is one of my products. Kasi si Ma'am Beth Rieta is not a major in Filipino. But because of that research, nabigay natin na siya ay maging scholar ng PNU para mag-take ng units in Filipino. And ngayon, siya ay EPS in Filipino. Kaya kapag nakikita ko si Beth, waging-wagi ako sa kanya. And other school heads na hindi sila major ng Filipino, pero dahil sa program, through that research, na ating ikinasa, kasi I utilize the results of my research. At kinapacitate natin ang mga school heads na hindi major in Filipino. And that's the time nag-boom ang Filipino. Kaya tuwang-tuwa ako dyan sa research. And when Risa Soberano became the EPS in Science, hindi ako nag-isip kung sino ang ibibigay ko sa research. Kasi alam ko, first love niya ang research. Yan talaga ang first love niyan. Second love lang niyan kaya ang being a science supervisor. But because alam ko ang kanyang first love, o doon ka. But at the same time, tutulungan mo ang pagiging EPS mo in science through that research. And I'm so happy kung bakit. Kasi lahat ng supervisors, all our EPSs, ay nag-conduct ng research. At tuwang-tuwa kami. Kasi kaya basta pinupusuan. Yun yung mahalaga. Yung mahalaga kung mayroon kang pagtingin sa iyong mga learner, daanin sa research. Nang hindi kwento lang sinasabi mo, nang hindi opinion lang ang sinasabi mo, hindi kabalintunaan lang ang sinasabi mo, kundi may katotohanan at mayroon kang basis kung bakit. Kaya this year, itong year na ito, nakita nyo ba yung ipinresent ni Ma'am Mean na CareCon Awards? Sabi ko nga, ano kasang kaya nabibilang ang presenter natin dito? Tinignan nyo ba ang sarili nyo kung saan kayo doon? Doon ba kayo sa best in research, based in design? Where are you there? Kasi kung ako ang presenter now, doon ako nakatingin. Kasi syempre, one of the objectives is to showcase your research. Therefore, tatargetin ko kung anong award, kung saan ako nababagay, no? Para two birds in a shot. Nag-present na ako, nag-showcase na ako, sinokase ko yung ginawa ko, plus nagkaroon pa ng award. And we are looking forward that by next year na nagbukas ang region for this presentation, lahat kayo ay qualified. Kasi sabi natin, kapag pinupusuan ay may hinahihinatnan. Yun palagi ang titingnan natin. And syempre, naandito si Sir Randy. Binibiro ko nga si Sir Randy. Correct me if I'm wrong, Sir Randy. Napaka-ganda ng paglipat ni Sir Randy. Kung bakit? Kasi winner ang research. 13 awards ang nakuha ng Cavite Province. Kung hindi kaya lumipat si Sir Randy, ilan kaya ang award ng ASDS? Ano? So, kaya siya sa dalawang ASDS, siya yung pinakamasaya. Kaya kahapon pa na andito na kaagad kasi hindi niya maitago ang kanyang saya dahil nakita niya kung paano tayong lahat ay nagmamahal sa research. Ako engaged ako dyan. Kung bakit? Nadala ang CID doon. And we are looking forward that all the PSDS will also show their research, show their talent in research this coming year. Kung meron tayong PSDS na talagang meron ng research, pero ngayon ang target ko 100% of the CID, including our non-teaching sa CID, ang aking mga staff, i-encourage natin mag-research nang sa ganon, yon ang support ng unit namin sa ating nagmamaganda na pinakamagandang planning and research. Okay? So, again, good luck. And God bless us all as we move forward to the Researcher of the Year, not only in the division, but also in the regional, especially the Gawat Patnugod, and of course, to travel abroad, international research. Okay? So, good morning and mabuhay tayong lahat.
It's truly mabuhay. Grabe. Diba? Greetings pa lang yun, pero na-challenge na tayo. At the same time, hindi lang yun, na-present pa ni Ma'am yung mga perks in conducting researches. And take note, ito yun grabe, 100% of the CID, non-teaching personnel, will conduct researches. Dahil dyan, palagi yan andun yung puso ang lumalaban. Kaya kapag pinupusuan ang bawat laban, ito ang nangyayari sa atin. And this is actually, later on, I will be presenting also yung mga sinasabi po nating mga awards. But grabe, with full of excitement as well as you can see now in our platform, in a Zoom, and maybe in our YouTube, po, you will sense and you will feel our excitement as we go along with this. And I am so pleased also to introduce to you because he is one of us. Yes, he is one of us here, a joy and a very vibrant assistant schools division superintendent, an SCRC chairperson, advisor. Kaya naman tuwang-tuwa dahil nga po sa full support at saka sa mga commendations as well as awards that the SDO Cavite province received. Talagang ito yung tao, sabi nga ni Ma'am LP, talagang sobrang tuwa at sobrang saya. Diba? So, Dr. Sir Randy D. Ponzalan will inspire and demystify with us today. Good morning, sir.
Ayan, nakamute. Masyadong kinabahan sa mga pangungusap na binitawan ng Ma'am LP. But I must agree. And I could not hide the feeling, how happy, how elated I am. Yesterday when I received messages, photos from our SGOD Chief Ma'am Dayan, talagang wow. I think that's in the top management GC. That was initially my statement. Wow, with the dot. Cannot. Ayan, nahihiya ako. Nandito yung dalawang hepe. Ang hirap, tsaka nakatingin si Sir Aris, tapos si Sir Ner, parang babantayan ng mga salita akong sasabihin. Wala naman talaga akong inihanda. Kasi parang nakapag-message na ako kahapon. But sa aming mga kasamahan, the 114, wherever you are, our thanks, our deep, profound thanks for joining us in this momentous endeavor engagement of our CareCon, the 5th CareCon. Wow! Yung mga 5, milestone yan. Kaya sa mga festivities or festival, very crucial na kailangan to sustain or magkaroon ng name at makilala ang isang festival. Kailangan umabot ka ng 5 years. Pagka na-meet na yung 5 years, wow, it's going to to be known, it's going to be much awaited moment na for a town or city yung ganong festival. And so I'm saying this because now that we have reached our 5th con, I think we are looking forward for the next 5 years, and that's gonna be the 10th year, no? Kaya Mamayan, nako, for sure, maaring iba na ang ating selves for planning and research by that time, because I think it's not only me, I see in kay Mamayan yung drive and yung aspiration pa to move further and yung career growth. Kaya makikita natin, who knows, di ba? She could be like Sir Ivan, she could be like other, who had achieved greater from what they have now at this very moment. Kaya Mamayan, keep up the good work, carry on. Magandang buhay po sa ating lahat. Marami nang nabanggit na greetings, no, from our Chief SGOD, Ma'am Dayan, Ma'am LP. Hindi ko na ulitin because in the interest of time, baka maubusan din ako ng pagkakataon. But I was told about the 13 awards that we have garnered in the last concluded PPRD yesterday. And wow, 13 iyon. Hindi yun hindi yun tsamba. Kaya may nagsasalita sa aking likod. Hindi, sa harapan pala. May nagbabash sa akin. Nagawa ba yan ng ibang division? Well, I invoke my right for self-incrimination. Ito lang ang masasabi ko. Researchers, maraming salamat. But of course, if you want to stay on top, well, this is my challenge to you. Today, this day, January 27, coinciding the first day of our CareCon. Tama ba? 26? Yeah, mali ako ng petsa. Hindi, tama, 27.
26.
Hindi, 26. Nakipagtalo pa ako, nagalit silang lahat. Ngayon, 26, January 26. Let us erase what we have accomplished. Aalisin agad, sir. Hindi pa nga namin moment, sabi ni Sir Aris. Hindi pa nga kami na-recognize. Pero, no, siguro, one of the attributes ng isang achiever, ng isang competitive individual ay yung pagka naka-achieve ka something, siguro, yes, it's there, something to cherish. Pero erase natin siya, and today we shall be writing another plan, another dream, another hope for SDO Cavite Province. And so our dear researchers, this is an opportune time for us. This is an opportune time for us to learn from each other. Ayan, kanina nabanggit yun, I think wisdom of the wise, of great people would always remind us na The best way for us to calibrate our competence is by learning through others. Kaya nakakatuwa kanina yung mga awards na binanggit ng Ma'am Mayan as she walks us through dun sa mga awards. Meron doon learning by doing. Tapos basta wala akong natandaan kundi ayun, pero ang dami-dami. But the thing is, wow, it's not all about doing research, but it's about you on how you could improve not just your skills, but most importantly, I guess, your working skills, your attitude, your characters that would be your competitive advantage over the others. Mga ma'am and sir, ang dami ko nang binitawang salita, but let me put my thoughts, my heart, and let me join you in spirit sa inyong celebration sa ating CareCon. Today is a celebration of our, I think, this is a clear indication, a manifestation that no pandemic will stop us. Naka-hybrid tayo, no? Nandito parang meron ditong workstation sa Tansa Oasis, and in your dwelling place, you are more than prepared. In a little later, you will be presenting your paper. And so, our dear researchers, as you listen to the presentation, make sure you learn something from them. Pick out informations and how we could further utilize this in our craft. Our search, our quest for continuous improvement is always there. Kaya sa aming mga minamahal na guro, mga tagapagsaliksik, malaki ang inaasahan ng Departamento ng Edukasyon, ng SDO Cavite Province, ng ating SDS, ng top management sa inyo po. And para maipagtuloy-tuloy natin yung tinatawag nating edukasyong sapat at tapat para sa batang Caviteño. Today, 2022 is the year of the tiger. And I get across hindi naman masamang maniwala, pero it's just for for the sake of reading and information. I browse what's so special about tiger. And hindi man ako maghaba ng istorya, but it reminds us how the attributes of a tiger, the characters that it exhibits, yung competitiveness, na talagang there was a time when the emperor had called for a race among the animals. Well, of course, the tiger joined, but he emerged as third. And after emerging as third, makikita natin na nandun yung kanyang desire, yung aggressiveness, yung pagkauhaw na manalo. But I was caught, my attention was caught while reading that passage, that on top of these attributes ng isang tiger na maging competitive, nandun yung kanyang passion to help others. And I think kanina while Ma'am Tere flashing on the board, what else or what attributes you still need to develop in this 3-day CareCon? There are attributes which I believe na ma-develop din among us. Yung engagement, yung sympathy, yung care, yung helping for others. And we want you to capitalize on that. This is not one-man show thing. This is a collaboration of our competencies. And today, in the next 3 days, and as we embark on this 2022, may we all have the attributes of that tiger. Helping each other, competing, but yung compassion and yung drive, yung dream, and alam nyo, di ba ang tiger ferocious, pero pagka nag-leap yan, di ba, napakalayo. This is how we want you to see yourself, your individuality, your division, your district or your municipality in all your endeavors. And on top of this, nako mga ma'am and sir, allow me to share this photo which I got when I was running sometime in June 5 or 6 ba yun? At UPLB. Ako man ay tumakbo ng 21 kilometro. Parang tigre lang, ano. Pero there's something, you know, this photo would like to teach us, or this photo conveys something very important which I'd like to share with you this morning. Pero paki-chat naman sa box. Ayan. Anong bulaklak bagay ang nakikita ninyo? Sige nga. Sir Aris, i-chat, hindi naman sabihin. Hindi ka, ayan. Ako naman. Ayan. Ang mauna, mayroong GC kay Ma'am LP, tsaka kay Ma'am Dayan. May GC. Kasi, winner? Oh, di ba? Ay, Loto, salamat po. Akala ko kung anong halaman ang sasabihin ninyo. Now, mga ma'am and sir, you know, pag nakita nyo yung Lotus, ako man ay hindi, wala man akong, pag nakita ko yan, nung nakita ko yan, sabi ko, picturean ko, and I got amazed with this lovely flower. Yet, as you notice the environment, di ba? Maganda ba o malinis ba yung kanyang kapaligiran? I bet your answer is no. Pero you could see clearly. You could see clearly how beautiful, how fresh this flower is, di ba? And may I compare each one of you researchers in this lotus flower. May you be reminded, today, kayo ay isang lotus. Mahirap man ang ginagalawan, mahirap man ang kapaligiran, ang trabaho na nakaatang. But on top of this voluminous work, you manage to do your research, you manage to shine and bloom like lotus flower. The lotus flower sustains, maintains its significance, its beauty, its parang siguro nakikita ko dito yung kanyang elegance, yung kanyang kindness, yung kanyang purity. Despite of the odds and difficulties na binabaka natin ngayon. Kaya kayo mga ma'am and sir, I have no other pictures that would and words that would complement and supplement how I admire each researcher. Hindi ko alam kung bakit gano'n ang aking kasiyahan. The smile I wear this very moment as I deliver this special message. But you know, I guess this sums up the lotus flower, how you mean each one of you to me. Ma'am Mayan, Ma'am Rona, totoo napakagaganda ng mga steps din ng katabi ko. Wala akong masabi. The technical working group, si Jay baka magtampo kasi lagi na lang siyang naiiwan. Well, of course, Jay, ikaw naman talaga yan. Sa laki mong yan, hindi ka namin makakalimutan. Anyway, so, sabi ni, I don't know kung sino nagsabi, grow and be like a mulabe. Ako naman, ang masasabi ko ngayong araw na ito, in our CareCon, and in this year, grow and be like a lotus. Mahirap man, madumi man, ano man ang paligid, ano man ang sitwasyon, you sustain your kindness and goodness and you bloom no matter what. Now, finally, I believe marami na akong nasabi, pero mga ma'am and sir, sabi ko kahapon yung hashtag or mantra, something that we would like to cultivate in our being, something that we would like to learn from what we are doing in our engagement as we do research, because I know this is not just for academic purpose, but most importantly on how we could develop our desirable, our soft skills, how we become a person for others. That's the tiger, that's the lotus. That would be your mantra. Ano ang mantra mo? I-hashtag mo na yan. Today, as I've said in the onset, erase ang 13 awards, Ma'am Mayan. Erase ang 13 award because today, we shall be writing our dreams, our hopes and aspiration for 2022, for the new beginning, for the new race, for SDO Cavite Province, Research Planning and Research Unit. But we cannot do this alone. We need each one of you. Magandang buhay po sa ating lahat.
Talagang magandang buhay, Sir Randy. Grabe yun, ha? Hindi daw prepare si Sir, pero as you can see, diba, ganun lang yun, grow as a lotus or as a tiger, diba? What really transpires and instill in me yung mga sinasabi nga, yes, today we are already on our 5th CareCon, and then we already have our name. It marks already the name of SDO Cavite, especially in the field of research. Pero sabi nga, this is our time to celebrate. But we have to start a new page, a new plan, and a new hope for us researchers to go on and to maintain and sustain what we already have. Maybe hindi na sustain, pwede pang higher, or we can get more than what we have right now. Diba? Pero still, the kindness of helping one another, the power of collaboration, talagang it really shows here in the SDO Cavite. Punong-puno talaga tayo. Diba? Sabi ni Sir Randy, pwede nating i-type in sa ating chat box yung ating mga hashtag mantra ng ating division, or pwede in ourselves also as a researcher, as well as MRC, or pwede din naman sa ating district. Yan, utilize po yung ating chat box for our mantra. Meron na from Marion Joy, Teach Joy. Jesus first, others second, before yourself. O diba, meron ng mantra, this is what we are going to live in, and it really inspires us to go on. Kasi ito yung palagi nating tinitingnan, that this is what we are going to portray. Yan, grabe, puno-puno na tayo. So this time, as one of the advocators to fulfill the mission of DepEd Sulong Edo Kalidad and promotes continuity and sustainability in the curriculum and instruction in the division of Cavite, our school's division superintendent will lead us and bring us all in this endeavor. It's an honor and privilege for us to hear a message from our SDS in Cavite, Dr. Romel C. Bautista. Good morning, sir. Sir Romel is our SDS in the division, as well as the advisor in this research, School Division Research Committee. It's because of the full support of Sir Romel. That's why we are having this kind of activity right now. Medyo we are so grateful enough na talagang si Sir po ay kanina pa yan nakatutok sa atin. Yeah, since because that we are live, alam talaga natin yun. We do have some technical problems, kaya po, as I've mentioned, we are so grateful enough with Sir Mel Bautista kasi talaga naman po, sa simulang-simula pa lang ng ating ginagawang ito, he is always there to support us and always there to guide us. But then, since nga po, we are live, so medyo may internet connectivity problem lang po ngayon si Sir. But we will just also go back kay Sir Romel later on kapag okay na po yung kanyang connection. Okay lang po yan. But I know deep in his heart na talagang he wanted to be with us. Alam ko po, nandito lang po si Sir. Just later on, we will just go back for Sir Romel. Yan, kanina, ito na yung sinasabi natin, di ba? Pero syempre, this time, let's try to move on to the next part of our activity, which is also the 4th CareCon awardees. The concluded fourth Cavite Research Conference was participated by the pool of researchers in the division. Various awards were given for outstanding conference paper, research presenter, MRC awards, and etc. This will encourage to a greater participation of teaching and non-teaching personnel in an honor to exemplary contributions in the field of education. Actually, we prepare also who are those awardees. But before that, ito yung fresh na talaga namang, ito yung talagang it really drives us and it really gives us to be more motivated of what we have. Ito yung fresh pa, no? Let me present to you also the SDO Researcher Awardees in the recent Virtual Planning and Research Culminating Activity hosted by PPRD. Ito lang naman yung pinagmamalaki nating 13 awards. Okay, so because of that, I am so happy to present to you our SDO Cavite Province awarded us Data Analytics Expert Award, Visible most number of research abstracts submitted, second place. Visible most number of infographic videos submitted, first place. Birth most number of approved research paper, first place. And school year 2021-2022 BOSY encoding. Grabe. Can I see naman po applause for that. Hindi lang yun hindi pa po yun nagpatigil. We do have our Visible 2021 Best Research Paper Awards, Oral category. We have Ma'am Marilyn B. Lanson, Ma'am Crystalline A. Ronato, and Ellen G. Lopez. Ma'am Carlene C. Gahoy, Sir Mark Anthony T. Dirain, and Ma'am Bernadette L. Antazon. Ma'am Helen Grace C. Mabalot, Sir John Paul T. Solon, and Divina T. Bolarde. Grabe, inubos na, pero hindi pa aawat. We also have our infographic video category. Grabe, i-shout out nyo na yung mga, baka naman nandyan lang sa tabi nyo, itong mga to. Pero congratulations to our infographic video category awardees. Sir Norman C. Barroso. Also, Sir, grabe, this is what we are so, alam mo yung, it really giggles, nakakakilig, di ba? Kasi, sobrang support sa atin at the same time, nakikita natin, it is actually what we could say, if you wanted to be, if you wanted that to gain trust as well as respect, be a role model. Talagang totoo yun. Infographic video category winners, Dr. Elpidia B. Bergado, together with Sir Norman Barroso and Ma'am Elizabeth A. Soriano. We do have also Sir Aris B. Manalo, Sir Ferdinand de Castro, and our Saixuli coordinator, Ma'am Riza D. Soberano. Also, we have Ma'am Caroline L. Eugenio with Ma'am Juvie T. Mula and Ma'am Leia Rosena B. Manlugon. Grabe, talagang kakaiba na to. We are so pleased and so grateful that we have this one. Talagang it proves this is our 5th CareCon, and as you can see as we go along the way, the influence that was being also captured and shared to us by our SEPs. Thank you so much po, and congratulations, Ma'am Me and Joy Romanes, our SEPs in research and planning. And so I think this time, we are now ready also to witness our 4th Cavite Research Conference awardees. Here are the videos. That's it. Congratulations to our awardees. Talagang pinagsama-sama na fourth CareCon awardees as well as yung atin pong just recently lang po awarded ng ating virtual conference. Di po ba? So at this time, so I think it's time for us also to have our keynote speaker. But before that, this is also, I may call on our senior education program specialist in human resource training and development, also a high, equally competent senior ASEPs also in our division, will introduce to us our keynote speaker, Ma'am Ronaline P. Salazar.
Good morning, everyone. Clear ako, ma'am? Hello. Thank you. Okay, good morning. It is truly an honor for me to introduce to you our keynote speaker for the 5th DepEd Cavite Care Conference. Our dear chief from the regional office is an experienced and dedicated public servant from Taytay, Rizal, and concurrently the chief education supervisor of Policy, Planning, and Research Division of the Department of Education Region 4A, Calabarzon. Her expertise are the fields of physics, biology, planning, and educational research. She finished her education for Bachelor of Education, Secondary Education major in General Science at St. Louis University, Baguio City, complied with the academic requirements in Master of Arts in Teaching major in Biology at Isabela State University, graduated from her Masters of Arts in Education major in Physics at De La Salle University, Taft Avenue, Manila, under the scholarship program of the National Educators Academy of the Philippines in partnership with the De La Salle University. And she earned her Doctor of Philosophy major in Educational Management at the University of Rizal System, Morong, Rizal. She then finished a short course in Adult Learning at the Ateneo de Manila University and another short course in Achieving an Effective Staff Training and Development Program at Sineo Voctec, Brunei Darussalam. She was able to submit and present various research papers in different conferences and research fora. She often spearheads research activities in the region and frequently gets invited as research panel in various research symposia. She was then awarded as the Outstanding Employee of the Year for Level 2 during the GAWAD between 2018 of the Department of Education, Region 4A, Calabarzon. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, here is our keynote speaker, Dr. Virnaline Mateo Nama. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, Ma'am Rona. And napaka-sarap pakinggan po yung inyong mga kinikilig, mga inspirado po lahat ang mga napakinggan ko po kanina na mga messages. Nakakahawa po pala no yung pagiging inspired ng isang tao kasi po kanina habang naririnig ko po yung mga speeches na yon ay kinikilig din po ako. Ayan, parang last week yata sabi ni Ma'am Mayan, if I can give a message for this CareCon, sabi ko pwede bang video ang aking ipapadala? Pero sabi niya, mas preferred daw nila yung live para tayo daw po ay pwedeng magbatian. Totoo nga, no? So there is a reason para masabi ko din po ang aking congratulations. Ayan, sa inyo po lahat. Fresh na fresh.
Hi, Ma'am Bier!
Hello po. Ayan, magbabatiin ko.
Good morning, Ma'am Bier!
Good morning, Ma'am Bier!
Good morning po. Nandyan po pala kayo sa Tansa Oasis. Ayan, mag-start na pong babati. Opo, lahat po yung mga yan.
Full force kami dahil nandito ang aming keynote.
Loves na loves ko po kayong lahat dyan. Ayan, sige po, babati po muna ako. My warmest greetings to all the researchers in this 5th research conference o tinawag po ninyong CareCon. Ayan, to the schools, Division Superintendent Dr. Romel Bautista na talaga namang malapit din po sa akin dahil taga-Cardona lang po yan si Sir. Ako ay taga-Taytay. Parehas po kaming from Rizal. And then, syempre, ang atin pong too good-looking ASDSS, Sir Gali. Ako, na-miss ko si Sir Gali. Ayan, at syempre, si Sir Randy, malapit na malapit sa puso talaga niya ang research.
Yes. Thank you, Ma'am Dear.
Yes, Sir Randy, na yung story mo mamaya may relation doon sa aking ikukwento din. Ayan, Sir Randy, maraming salamat din. Talagang ramdam ko, sir, yung inspiration. Sabi nga nila, we cannot underestimate the message of an inspired person. Kaya ramdam na ramdam ko po yung inspiration. At syempre, sa dalawang magagandang chiefs, Ma'am Dayan, kasama po namin kahapon. At
Hello po.
nakikita ko po si Ma'am Dayan, nagka-capture talaga ng mga ng documentation kahapon. Yun pala ay isinisend din po niya sa inyo, sa top management, at napakabilis po nating ma-receive yung atin pong mga communication. So congratulations po, magandang umaga Ma'am Dayan.
Good morning, Ma'am Dayan.
Opo. At Ma'am LP, ayan, talaga si Ma'am LP. Namimiss ko ang ating pong lakbayan, Ma'am LP, dyan sa Tansa Oasis. Kung face-to-face ito, pupunta ako dyan.
Andito kami, Ma'am Bier. Nandito kami kasi ito ang nagpapapanalo sa amin eh.
Kaya nga, at saka siyempre, amazed na amazed po ako, Ma'am LP, your support to SGOD, bihira. Ewan ko kung this is very unique or dapat ito ay gayahin ng ibang mga SDOs din, yung partnership po ninyo. Biruin niyo po yan, 100% ng atin pong CID ay nandyan ang kanilang support.
O syempre, kasi diyan kami magwawagi. With the kind of SGOD team na mayroon kami, diyan magwawagi ang CID.
Wow,
kaya
talaga naman. Yan ang namimiss ko po dyan sa Cavite. Opo, ayan. So, yun, kinikilig po ako habang mula sa simula po, hindi ako umalis. Kahit may mga sabay-sabay po na activity po ang regional office, meron po kami CI, yung atin pong face-to-face coordination with the SDO din. Alam yan ni Sir Randy din. Ayan, kumukuha po kami ngayon ng mga data at meron din po tayong FGD sa central office. Pero alam ko po, anong naririnig ko na po kayo, sabi ko hindi ako aalis dito. I want to be inspired also. And I want to share also inspiration to all of you. Ayan, so ganun din po, pagbati sa mga organizers, sa ating focal person, ang napakaganda syempre, ang ating team leader po ngayon, si Ma'am May Ann, na talagang inspired sa kanyang mga natanggap na receive na mga awards. At pero niyo po yun, dalawang first, may second, and then 100% pa kayo dun sa encoding ng ating beginning of the school year, kasi kapartner talaga natin din dyan ang ating mga taga-planning. At syempre, yung award na na-receive po ng atin pong mga SDS, binigyan po natin ng award ang ating mga ASDS, ang atin pong mga hepe, ganun din po yung ating planning at saka sa research, yung kanilang data analytics expert award. Ayan, so kahapon po ay tuwang-tuwa po kami, although virtual lang po yung naganap na awarding, pero nakita po namin na malaking bagay po pala na hindi naman po, wala naman pong naibigay na cash prize, mabigyan lang ng award. Nakita po namin talagang tuwang-tuwa po ang bawat isa. So doon po namin nakita na napakahalaga po na i-appreciate po natin yung atin pong mga kasamahan, i-appreciate natin ang ating mga kung sino po yung kasama sa trabaho. Ayan, ganun din, most especially sa family po natin, wag natin kakalimutan kasi mahalaga po yung appreciation. Ayan, nakaka-inspire. At kahit virtual, siguro nasanay na tayo, nararamdaman na po natin yung ating mga feelings kahit na naka-virtual po tayo, ay talaga namang yan, ramdam na ramdam po natin ang kaligayahan ng bawat isa. Okay, so yun po. I'll start my sharing. I would like to show you this picture. Ayan, gusto kong magpakita ng isang larawan. Hindi ko po nakikita kung ayan. So, ano po ang nakikita natin dito sa larawan na to? Ayan, so anybody who is familiar with this picture, pwede din ninyong i-type kung ano yung nakikita nyo. Kagaya ng nabanggit kanina, ako po kasi ay physics teacher. Kaya namimiss ko po ito, kaya sabi ko makapili nga ako ng isang paborito kong topic na dating dinidiscuss sa physics para ma-share ko sa inyo ngayong araw na ito. Ayan, so that is a spring. Alam po ba ninyo that a spring is an object that can be deformed by a force and then return to its original shape after the force is removed. Babalik din yan. Ayan, so alam ko, nilalaro natin yan. So alam natin yung katangian ng isang spring. Sa physics, the force applied per unit area is what is very important. Ang tawag natin dito ay stress. Ayan, yung mga physics major. The extent of the stretching o yung tinatawag nating compression produce as the material response to stress. Ang tawag naman natin doon ay strain. So strain is measured by the ratio of the difference in the length to the original length. So along the direction of the stress. Every material responds differently to stress. Yan, and the details of the response are important to engineers. Ayan, usually kasi pag physics ang pinag-uusapan, associated lagi yan sa ating mga engineers. So who must select materials for their structures and machines that behave predictably under expected stresses. So when you stretch a spring within its elastic limit, it will go back to its original nature. But when you stretch it beyond its limit, it will not go back to its original state. Therefore, you need some reinvention. Ayan, so napakaganda po ano yung theme po ninyo for this CareCon. Sabi po doon, resilience and reinvention, leading change and innovation amid the pandemic. The characteristic of a spring demonstrates resilience and reinvention. So resilience is the capacity to recover quickly from difficulties. Yan, so nangyayari sa atin ngayon during pandemic, paano ba tayo nagre-recover doon po sa mga difficulties na yon, especially those who experience yung sakit na naranasan natin because of this pandemic, paano ba kayo nag-recover? Reinvention is the action naman. Ayan, so or a process through which something is changed so much that it appears to be entirely new. Ayan, pag reinvention, pagagandahin. Ayan, so kung ikaw ay nagkasakit, hindi forever na yung magiging itsura mo ay parang may sakit. So after that, you will be able to be renewed. Ayan, so you will be reinvented. So yung spring, ganun ang nangyayari. So nagkaroon siya ng stress, pero you can still return that into its original form. Ayan, for the next slide, I would like to share a story. Ayan, I do not know no, kung parang related po ito doon siya shinare po kanina ni Sir Randy. Ayan, for my next slide. Okay. So one day, a farmer's donkey fell down into a well. Yun, kanina tiger ang na-share po ni Sir Randy, pero sa akin naman ngayon, I would like to share the story of a donkey. Yan, yung donkey maliit lang siya kaya nalalaglag siya doon sa butas na yon na napakaliit. So this animal cried piteously. Nagmamakaawa siya po ay umiiyak as the farmer tried to figure out what to do. So namong problema ngayon yung kanyang tagapag-alaga, yung farmer na nag-aalaga sa kanya, paano siya ngayon ilabas doon sa butas na yon. And then finally, he decided that the animal was old. Sabi niya, matanda naman na ang animal na to. So he decided to just cover the donkey. Ayan, so tatabunan na lang, matanda naman na siya. So tabunan ko na lang siya ng lupa. So that was the decision of the farmer. So he invited some of his neighbors to come over and help him. So they all grabbed a shovel and began to shovel dirt into the well. So at first, the donkey realized what was happening and cried horribly. So umiiyak siya habang tinatabunan siya ng lupa. Then to everybody's amazement, tumahimik ang donkey. Ayan. Yan, may call lang po ako. Sorry. Okay, so a few shovel loads later, and then the farmer finally locked down the well. At ang nangyari po ay nagulat siya sa nakikita niya. With each shovel, kada merong ibabagsak na lupa doon po sa butas that hit the back of the donkey was doing something amazing. Ayan. Ano kaya ang ginagawa ng donkey? Kadala tatabunan siya ng lupa, meron siyang something na ginagawa. So anong ginagawa po ng donkey? He would shake it off and take a step up. So sinishake niya yung kanyang katawan, and then what happens to those sand, to mga buhangin na bumabagsak sa kanya, ay bumababa papunta sa kanyang paa, at he will going to take a step up. As the farmer's neighbor continued to shovel dirt on top of the animal, he would shake it off and take a step up. Ayan, so pretty soon, everyone was amazed as the donkey stepped up over the edge of the well and happily trotted off. Ayan, so ganun ang nangyari, no? So dahil paulit-ulit, habang tinatabunan siya, mas advantage ngayon yun dahil yun po yung gagamitin niya to step off. So life is going to shovel dirt on you. Yan, kagaya kanina ng lotus, di ba? So napakadumi, madami siya in spite of those dirt around, pero mas lalo siyang nagbo-bloom. So kagaya din sa atin, all kinds of dirt, all kinds of trials or problems in life, the trick to getting out of the well is to shake it off and take a step up. So each of our troubles is a stepping stone. Gamitin natin na life lessons ang mga ito. We can get out of the deepest wells just by not stopping. Wag na tayong mag-stop, wag tayong malungkot. Never give up. Shake it off. Ayan, gawin mong masaya ang buhay, gawin mong positive kung ano po yung naiisip mo, and take a step up. What happened to us in these challenge times are just part of the dirt that is being shown to us. Do something about it and think something new. Reinvent if needed. Yan. So ganun po yung ibig sabihin natin doon sa ating tema. Napakaganda. Okay, yung next slide ko, I do not know if you are familiar with this. So sabi natin sa team, lead the change, create innovations, pero paano? So you are a researcher. Tandaan po natin, mga researcher po tayo, malaki ang magagawa po natin to change the world. Ayan, nakikita niyo po yan. Are you familiar with that? Yung movie na yan, I just watched this movie last Sunday at Netflix. Talaga pong inspired po ako panoorin. It is a very nice movie. So, what I loved in the part of the movie is when Easy, yan, ang pangalan po ng girl ay si Easy. Sabi niya doon, everyone has the ability to create change in their community or in the world. Ayan, si Easy or Isabella, ang tawag sa kanya, or siya, sa totoong buhay siya si Laura Marano. Doon sa movie, she is the owner of a salon and she is a hairdresser. So it was an accident that the prince, ayan, went there because Walter, who is the prince assistant, called a wrong number. Nagkamali siya ng tinawagan at ang natawagan po niya is yung number ni Easy. Ayan, so yung lalaki po dyan, si Mena Mazod, so siya ay isang prinsipe. So he is, ang tawag sa kanya is Prince Thomas. He is a prince in this movie. So panoorin niyo po, ayoko pong maging spoiler, panoorin niyo po siya, napakaganda po niya. Okay, so the royal treatment, yan yung title ng movie, had to navigate the pandemic, which remains a tough time for so many people. So does it feel like a kismet for the movie, which is delightful and very optimistic to be coming out right now. doon din sa movie, there is a part kasi po doon na nagkaroon ng stargazing itong dalawa. Actually, itong prince na to is ikakasal na, nakaset na yung kanilang wedding, and then dahil nga they nag-back out yung magmi-makeup doon sa entourage nila. So ang tinawagan ngayon ni Walter, yung assistant nito, sabi niya, may kakilala akong mga magagaling mag-makeup, the one who cut the hair of the prince, so pwede namin i-recommend. So ganun po yung movie. And then doon po, easy discuss how the prince could work towards helping the commoners. So the prince had the power and the money to bring about change. So the prince later pointed out that if one hope for change, if they could be the change maker, even without finance and influence. So he believed that Easy had it in her to be the change maker, and she inspired him to be the same. So si Easy ngayon ang nag-inspire doon sa prince para ma-change daw nila ang world. So as researchers, yan, our next slide, as researchers, we can do a lot of the change in this world. Marami tayong magagawang pagbabago sa ating mundo. Research has the power to impact the world and shape all of our lives, whether by influencing political decisions, changing public opinion, or revolutionizing practices in healthcare, lalo ngayon po at pandemic. Marami po tayong magagawa po dito, making our the best education system. So research has the same. Malaki po ang magagawa po natin dito. So ano po ang magagawa nga ng research? So research promote understanding and awareness. So meaning your research help people understand an issue better than they had before. And also, research is attitudinal. So research help lead to a change in attitude. Yan, mababago niya ang ugali. Because research is data-driven and it presents facts and truths. And also, research can be involved in economics. So your research contribute to cost savings. So if you have research that can help analyze our fund utilization, you can share the result of that research. Or it can cost avoided, or increases in revenue, increases in profits, or also in funding. So research can also help the environment. So benefits arising from your research aid to solve environmental problems, even doing a simple research conducted in your schools or in the office. So environmental issues related to pandemic is the best option for research right now. Kagabi po ako ay nakikinig doon kay Boy Abunda. So I really like the questions being asked. Na-appreciate ko kasi sabi nga ng mga anak ko, may ganun po pala. So bago po kasi siya magtanong, may mga data, okay, may mga data siyang ibinibigay. So that is very essential for us. Pwede nating gawin yun. And then health and well-being. Kaya tayo nagre-research because of health and well-being. So your research led to better outcomes for individuals or groups. So this time of pandemic, there are a lot to be discussed, to be observed, to be gathered, and to be analyzed. Meron akong, nag-member ako doon sa DOH, and then DOH na Viber group. And then daily, nakikita ko po yung data ng DOH, and that is very essential for a researcher. So data is available in the website. Simply gather those and make simple analysis. And you can conduct FGD regarding those data. Then you already have that research study. And then it very essential din po ang research sa policy. Ayan, so ang amin pong departamento ay Policy Planning and Research Division. So ang aming division. Ayan, so policy, your research contributed to new or amended guidelines or laws sa mga batas. So it can be used for policy assessments and it can be used for policy reviews. So other forms of decision making. and also behavioral impacts. Yan ang magagawa ng research sa atin. Pwede din for cultural. So it changes in prevailing values, also attitudes and also beliefs. Ayan ang magagawa niya. And also social impacts such as access to education or improvement in human rights. Mga ganyan. So maraming pwedeng gawin pag tayo po ay gumagawa ng research. And also capacity or preparedness. Research that helps individuals or it helps a group better cope with the changes that might otherwise have a negative impact. So napakahalaga, no? So I mentioned the term impact. So usually ito ay bihira din po ang gumagawa ng research with regards to impact. Yan, bakit mahalaga? Sa akin, I am encouraging you to do research with impact. So what does impact matter? Why does impact matter? Bakit mahalaga na makita natin yung impact? Kasi impact is very important because it will keep us focused on the overall purpose rather than the process of the research. Diyan mo makikita pagka tinitignan mo na yung impact ng isang research, makikita mo na ano nga pala yung purpose. So masasagot na ngayon yung objective, ano ba yung nilagay mo sa SOP mo, ano ba yung ginawa, ano ba yung mga research problems mo, dito mo makikita ngayon. So hindi lang siya doon sa process. So some of the legacy ways in which research is undertaken, communicated and evaluated have put up barriers between the work itself and those who may benefit from it. So if we reduce the barriers between those producing research and those that can apply it to make change in the real world, we will be in a much better position to take on the grand challenges faced by the world today. So research impact matters to every researcher because it matters especially if somebody gives the fund for the research study. Alam ko ang ang Cavite province ay malaki din po ang fund po ninyo for your research. And then like our basic education research fund, napakadami pong grantees natin. Kayo, tama ba yung isang award ninyo ay number 1, first in the most number of approved research paper ng birth. Yan, so congratulations, napakagaling dahil may criteria po tayo dito po sa birth and you qualify. No, so ang maging guidelines natin dito, I know it was mentioned also before doon sa mga orientations ninyo, yung ating DepEd Order number 43, Series 2015. So this will guide us on this program. So we have our monitoring of this research. Nagmo-monitor po kami, funded by BIRF, and we will look at the impact of these research papers. So the DepEd or also the LGU or any group or any organization who supported you in your research will be monitoring also the utilization of this. Kasi merong fund involved dito kaya kailangan natin siyang ma-monitor. So because of that, there is a need for monitoring and evaluation. Ayan, so yung naka-flash sa screen natin ngayon, ayan, so this will guide us how is impact achieved. So paano ba natin ma-achieve? Kanina I was mentioning about impact of those researches. So because of the role that the potential impact place in funding and yung funding decisions natin, popondohan ba natin ito? Magkano ba yung ibibigay natin dito sa research na ito? Yan po yung isang tinitignan din po namin when we give the amount to your research. Ini-evaluate po namin kung ano yung scope ng inyo pong mga research. So this is frequently asked question by most of our researchers. Paano ba nila nabibigyan ng funding? Okay, bakit iba-iba kami ng amount? So dahil meron po din tayong criteria na sinusunod in our evaluation. So there is no single or simple answer with that question, but the question of what kind of steps help to achieve impact has been widely considered. Yan. Gusto kong i-share ito. May mga steps po yan. Nakikita natin dyan sa screen po natin. This is the research mobilization. This is a model for accelerating research impact. Okay, so una, we have the word reach. So, communication of knowledge is the key to impact. Tandaan po natin yun. To be able to reach, you need to communicate. You need to reach the audiences that can best build on or benefit from your work. So, pag nagre-research po ba tayo, sino ang nagbe-benefit? Yan. Para kanino? Bakit ka nagre-research? So, why we need to reach? Your findings will not be able to deliver any kind of change if no one knows about them. Siyempre naman, no? So hindi magiging fruitful, hindi magiging maayos ito. Sino ba ang nakakaalam? Sino ba yung dapat nating i-reach out? And then another is engage. So you need to interact with those audiences. Yan, kailangan mong i-disseminate din yung result ng iyong research. Whether they are policy makers, whether they are in the industry, or siyempre sila ay mga educators, karamihan sa atin, or maybe our healthcare practitioners. Kasi sa division, marami din tayong mga healthcare practitioners, or maybe the media or the public. So to understand their needs and existing level of expertise and to be able to address their feedback as your work evolves. So bakit kailangan nating mag-engage? So your findings will not be able to deliver any kind of beneficiaries or if they cannot understand them. So kailangan nating ma-engage, kailangan po nating ma-explain to them. So we need to engage with our audience. And there another thing is change. So you need to be thinking from early in the research process about the kind of change you want to create. Diba? Doon sa movie, doon po ako doon po ako na kinikilig na part ng movie na marami palang pagbabago. Marami kang magagawa kahit wala kang pera. Okay, just like the prince compared to Easy na wala naman siyang pera, but she can change the world. She can change yung kanyang community. Yan, panoorin ninyo. Ayan, yung movie, pinopromote ko siya kasi napakaganda. So whether that is changing behaviors, attitudes, or it can be awareness, or it can be processes, or maybe it can change policy, or yung product specifications. Yan. So pwede po siya through research. So bakit kailangan natin itong change na to? So impact must be more than an academic concept. Yan, yung impact na yan. For it to be truly valued by the real world and thus by research funders and also by institutions. At syempre po, ang makikinabang po dyan kung tayo ay nasa education system sa ating institution ay ang atin pong mga learners. Paano ba? Paano ba nakakatulong yung mga research na ginagawa natin sa atin pong mga learners? And then next is amplify. So you need to think about how any change you can bring about will scale such that its effect is as significant or widespread and lasting as possible. Paano ba maaalala? Paano ba maipapakita, mararamdaman kahit matagal na yung result ng mga research na ginagawa natin? Okay, so for example, how can a community benefit to this type of researches? Pwede ba ito pag sa local natin or pwede din paabutin dito sa regional para maging broader yung impact nito, or maybe in the national or maybe international. So to maximize, ba't kailangan natin ng amplify? To maximize the impact potential of your work and the return on the investment that you and your institution or funder have made. So yan yung tinatawag nating ROI natin, diba? Return of investment. Ang dami ng ginugol sa research, marami ng pera ang naubos. So ano naman yung balik nito sa atin? So sana maramdaman po yon yung balik sa atin. So that's amplify. An important point to remember in this context is that routes to impact are not or in themselves impact. Running a workshop, ang dami nating plinano. So yesterday we heard your plans, present po sa amin kahapon yung plano ng mga division, producing a report, meetings, or meron kayong mga planned na mga capacity buildings, mga workshops. These are all activities that can help you progress through this process. Makakatulong yan para sa process na ito. But in themselves, they don't represent probable change in the real world. It may be easier to track and measure those pathways than it is to identify the downstream outcomes that result from them. So how is impact measured? Paano ba natin mami-measure yung mga impact na yan? So many researchers today are incentivized by their institutions. Sige, mag-research ka, eto, meron kang benefit. May mga ganon. Sa mga private institutions, ganyan din po. May mga gumagawa, may mga nakausap po ako sa NCR. Merong focal person lang sa school na ang ginagawa ay research at meron siyang may binibigay silang fund. Ayan. So, they prefer to submit to, minsan, yun nga po, no? So, ano bang priority natin? Pina-prioritize ba natin ang impact kaysa yung compared to publishing our research? Halimbawa, na-publish na sa dami po ng mga publication na yan. We publish our research. So they prefer to submit to international journals, participate to international research conference. But the question is there an impact in the educational system? Particularly in our schools, also in our workplace. So until those incentive systems change, making time to develop and demonstrate impact can be hard to justify. Okay, so however, things are changing very fast. Napakabilis po ng pagbabago ng ating panahon. Itong nangyayari sa atin, napakabilis. Ilang mga araw lang biglang nagbago ang ating education system. Nagbago ang mga modalities na hindi naman tayo sanay sa mga ganito dahil wala nga po tayong mga resources para gawin ito. Pero dahil nga dito sa nangyari sa atin ay immediately we shifted. Ayan. So we have this author, si Mark Taylor. Mark Taylor is the head of impact at the National Institute of Health Research. Ang sabi niya ay meron daw pong 4 na broad reasons for measuring impact. Ayan, paano ba na malalaman na these researches ay may mga impact na nangyayari? First is to measure advocacy. So 4 na A's po ito. First is advocacy. Helping gain support from stakeholders. Yan, maganda yon. Nagbibigay ng fund, additional fund for research galing sa SEF, yung mga ganyan. Or the next A is accountability. So showing what you are achieving with your work. Also, another A is analysis. Ayan. And then analysis is finding out which approaches to research are most effective. Tingnan natin yon. And then the 4th A is allocation. Considering where it is most appropriate to invest research funding. So tandaan lang natin yung 4 na A na yon para makita natin these are the reasons for measuring the impact. Advocacy, accountability, analysis, and allocation. The pandemic did not just change education for one school year. Education will never be the same as it has actually evolved and gotten better. Through innovation, schools were successful in their learning continuity plan despite the challenge times. So hindi lang po pandemic, meron din tayong mga volcanic eruptions at may mga typhoons din tayo na na-experience. So we have to look into the impact of the implementation of this plan. Whatever is the result, We are encouraged to lead for change and innovate for our world, especially for our learners. Okay, so I would like to end my message with this quote. Yan, I would like to share this quote to everybody. Our next slide. Yan, next slide na po. Okay. Yan, sorry, hindi yata medyo nakikita. Okay, babasahin ko po. Sabi dyan, as we continue our journey, there are still hurdles in front of us. But we can overcome them because we are educators, we are teachers. Yan, hinighlight ko. Actually, dinugtong ko lang yan. We are researchers. We innovate and we make a difference. Okay, so once again po, congratulations, Cavite researchers. God bless, and my one virtual hugs po to everybody. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Diana. Thank you so much po. Talagang napakarami na wrap up po natin. Yan, around the applause sa virtual clap. Yeah,
Salamat,
thank you
Ma'am
so much
Bier,
po.
sa panahon.
Salamat po. Thank you. I hope I inspired everybody. Thank you. Nadagdagan yung inyong inspirasyon.
Opo, talaga.
Salamat po.
Yes po, I truly agree. Pero syempre, bago tayo ano, no, just only the takeaways na nakuha natin, from Ma'am Diana, talagang napakaano nito. So, life is going to trouble with you, but shake it off and step up. Di po ba? Sa dami po ng mga naibigay na insights ni Ma'am Vierna, yun lang yun. That is what actually resilience. Para sa atin po as a researcher, as a person, as well as we go along with our journey in our lives, yun lang yun. Kahit gaano kadami yung struggles and challenges natin, but it is still our stepping stone to move on, to go on, and to reinvent. Yun po yung that is what our fifth CareCon wanted also to stay with us, to all of us researchers. And at this time, Ma'am Vierna, I would like to read also the citation of our Certificate of Recognition for sharing your inputs. Okay po. Republic of the Philippines, Department of Education, Schools Division, Office of Cavite Province, Barangay Luciano Tres Martires City, Cavite. Certificate of Recognition is awarded to Ma'am Viernalyn M. Nama for her significant contribution as keynote speaker during the 5th Cavite Research Conference, CareCon, conducted on January 26 to 28, 2022 by the Schools Division Office of Cavite Province School Governance and Operations Division, given this January 26, 2022, virtually via Zoom. Signed our school's Division Superintendent, Sir Romel C. Bautista. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your time.
Thank you po. Thank you very much.
Thank you po. We are so honored po and pleased to have you in our opening program for our CareCon. Thank you po once again, Ma'am Bier.
Photo op muna. Ma'am Tere, photo op muna tayo kay Ma'am Bier.
Ay, okay
Sayang
po.
yung chance.
O yan. Konti lang po. Can we have may I request po
sayang yung chance.
For our participants in TWGs, kindly open your camera. Sayang yung chance. Kasama natin ang ating keynote speaker. Ayan. Pwede pong pa-open yung ating camera for our participants in TWGs. Ayan, mag-open lang po ng camera sa Sir Randy. Ayan na pala. Okay, Okay, can we have another po? Ayan. To our dear participants in TWGs, please open your camera po for our photo op. Ayan, thank you so much again, once again, Ma'am Vierna. Thank you so much for having us here with us also today. Ayan, syempre, thank you so much sa ating documentation. Talagang na-capture yung moment. Well, at this time po, since we are all geared up and we are all having our brains are actually a bit racked up. Actually, sa simula pa lang ni Ma'am Vierna, wow, physics. Di ba? Talagang na ano kagad yung mind natin, di ba? But still, we are here. And at this time, we will be having our parallel session after this opening program. So may I request all our participants, TWGs, to proceed also to your corresponding rooms. We do have our room 1 to 10. We will be flashing also in our screen the room assignments as well as our TWGs and our parallel session links. Okay, so these are our Google Meet links from room 1 to 5. Pwede na po natin i-screenshots yung ating pong mga links. And you can also check your MRC for more links po sa mga rooms na pwede nating puntahan. Especially, we are also requesting that participants and TWGs will be joining in that link. Kung saan po ang link ninyo. And with that, this is your moderator for today's event, a 3-day event. I'm Teacher Teresa of Bagong Pok Elementary School. And I would like to shout out my principal, Sir Salvador Espinelli, who is also our panel members, Ma'am Lisa Digma and Ma'am Noribel, also with my PSDSS. For our attendance link for day 1, ayan po, nasa screen po natin, paki-screenshot na po. May I just remind everybody that we should have our attendance daily as well as our evaluation. The links will be given also for the evaluation in our respective rooms. For our attendance link, we also have in our chat box here in our Zoom. But in YouTube po, live, and nandyan po sa screen, you may also screenshot na lang po. Thank you so much and see you again tomorrow po sa ating pong FB Live for our MOL.